Welcome to our 2021 English writing class with Mr. Luqman Baehaqi. So my name is Ania Lian and I live in Australia and I work with Mr. Luqman Baehaqi, and I will produce a few of those PowerPoints for you to assist Mr. Luqman Baehaqi and to reduce his workload. He will be working really hard this semester, especially because it is online mainly. So he can't see your faces, and this makes things really difficult. So this semester we will be looking at writing. So let me just suggest to you a few concepts about writing to make things easier. So we all know a lot of things about writing, so I will not suggest anything here that you don't know. I just would like to make them explicit for you. So we have here 3 different pictures which represent what? 3 different types of texts. So instantly, these pictures remind us that how we write depends on for whom we write, right? So we have here a story or a book cover of a story for children. We know it is for children because it has cute animals and birdie and sunny sky there, and it's just nice and colorful. It also says it's for children. Then on the right we have there a newspaper, and we can contrast the newspaper with the children's story, right? The structure instantly hits us as different. And then if we look down, we have there a scientific paper. Scientific paper is written using academic writing. So academic writing looks a little bit different. And what's so different? Well, for a start, we don't see any cute animals, no colors really. Nobody there made an effort to make it pleasant for our eyes, right? No mouse, no tiger, no cat, no crow, nothing. Just a lot of dense text. So that's the scientific writing or academic writing. And the newspaper is a little bit easier on the eye. We have the big title of the newspaper, and then we have some big letters for the main story and smaller letters for important story, but maybe not so important as the one about Apollo's crew, which is the main story of the day. So we all knew that, and I know you know that, but it is nice to make it explicit to ourselves. Yes, we expect that the child's text looks different from a newspaper, and the newspaper will look different than academic papers, because academic papers do not have that much room for decoration. At the same time, academics don't really need so many pretty things in the newspaper. What they are after is information, mainly information. So this is a representation of what is in a newspaper. And a newspaper, as discussed before, has a big title of the paper, headline for the main story, some picture, large picture so that we can emotionally relate to it. It could be a crying mother, it could be a rocket landing today from Mars. Well, it could be UFO, right? But something big to attract our attention. So every text has a purpose, and people structure text in order to realize this purpose. So the purpose of a newspaper is to sell. It's not to inform you, that's secondary. It's to sell. And then the authors think, how can we sell it? Well, let's find a really important photograph, something that people can relate to, or they can connect to, or it can shock them, or it can make them cry, laugh, something that people will want to learn more about. So let's look some more. Oh, now we have a representation of an academic paper. It's a little bit different as discussed before, right? No crying mother, no happy children, no UFO, just a text. It has a title. It has a subtitle. Academics really like long titles. It's a title and then they like putting a subtitle. Not always, but often. And then every academic paper has sections, and those sections have titles. And we use those titles to prepare the reader for what is coming, right? If I have a text written as densely with small letters in an academic journal, it's really hard to read it. So when we have titles for each section, this really, really helps the reader to find what they are looking for, and also to structure in their own heads the text. So we have titles of sections, and we have relatively short paragraphs. I am not sure about those short paragraphs. Sometimes they're long, but we don't want those paragraphs too long, because that becomes then a newspaper. Oh, sometimes academic papers might have a table just to represent things a little bit more graphically, so that to order things better. All right, so let's have a look at newspaper. A newspaper has large headline, but it doesn't have the subtitles, it doesn't have headings for each section, none of that. It doesn't have short paragraphs, it just has a story, Yeah, long paragraphs. No table, nobody wants to read a newspaper in the morning and try to work out data in some table. They just like a picture. Picture is really good. Right, so no table, but we do have a photograph. And we will have a caption as well. So I hope this introduced you a little bit to the relationship between the text purpose and how it is organized. No text in our real life is just a continuation of letters. People structure it in a way that allows them to realize specific purpose. So hopefully that was helpful, and see you next time.